Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's Chris here. I want to bring you guys a little update on Bitcoin. We're going to talk about some other ones as well. If you guys could like, subscribe, all that, I really appreciate it. I hope you guys are having a wonderful night. So guys, what we're going to be looking at here are ranges and potential upside for Bitcoin, potential downside for Bitcoin, where things could go. So I wanted to just show you what I was looking at. So what we have here, guys, we had our big support down here that we came down and we hit around that 35.89. So that's what we're keeping an eye on. We're keeping an eye on that support, and we're also keeping an eye on this trend line right here that we have moving up. Okay guys, after that trend line, what we're going to look for is this resistance that we have here. Do you see this? How we failed to get over the top of this. We pushed up here, guys, and then we came back down. We tried to get up over it again, and look where the RSI was at here. Do you see how the price is just as high, but the RSI is down here, so we were losing strength, and then you saw that fall that we had down, and we had formed this trend line here. So if we're able to push through after this little impulse wave that we had here, if we can push up over top of this 43.41, then we have the opportunity to go up here and we can test the 4600 area. Now guys, what's so exciting here is if we can get past this 4600 area, we have all this room to run. Yes, we're going to have psychological 5,000 overhead support, but we have room to run in this range all the way up to 55.84. You see how far we fell and how fast? This has to get cleaned back out, guys. So when you have really hard falls like that, you always see some type of reaction, and it'll get cleaned out. Like right here, this was a huge fall, and then that kind of made up for it right here. You'll see that on both the bullish and the bearish side. So there is a potential that we could have another wave come in right up here, and we can break up through here and we can test this. And if we get through that, guys, that's going to be a huge range, and there's going to be a lot of upside to that, but it's going to have to come on volume, and you can see volume's been decreasing right here if you just put a little line on it. This is what I like to do. I mean, we can even take it from here, guys. So we're going to wait to see if we can get that pop out of here, that wave up, pull back, and then a pop up through. That's what I'm looking at. I'm also looking at this RSI down here as well. So if you see the RSI break down through this trend line, most likely we're in trouble, guys, and we're going to be going down. Okay, and if this 35.71 is broken, then who knows where we're going to go, maybe 3,500 next. So really keep an eye on this, guys, but these real big falls like that gives us a lot of room to run to the upside as well. All right, so what we're going to go to next, guys, let's check out Ethereum, see what it's looking like. And all this was on the 1 hour chart, guys. I just wanted to step back and take a bigger picture of this and really look at the patterns. Alright, so the RSI is at 59 right now for Ethereum. It's trying to work its way back up a little bit here. But you can see, guys, look at these bear flags that formed. And now what you're seeing, you got to really pay attention. Do you see these? The lower highs. So if you just even draw a trend line on this and see how they're just getting lower and lower. And then once we broke out, guys, and this is one of the biggest things too, these trend lines, when you draw them and you break out of them with some volume, you typically run to the upside or the downside, but you get a little run out of it. So pay close attention to that. But you see these, the highs, how they're just getting lower, 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 lower. And then we finally got a higher one here. Then here, and we reversed it. And now do you see, this is a trend line that we have to pay attention to. Right here. We don't want to lose that, guys. And same deal. Now what you do, you step back and you pay attention, because support and resistance is huge, guys. Everyone says it's so easy to master and this or that, but a lot of people don't pay attention to it. They'll say, oh, I know what it is, but they really don't use it themselves. So step back and really look at this. So we'll go right here. Another spot could be there, there, and make all these your targets, guys. Like that. And you just look at them as in channels, basically. And you'll see it bounce around in channels. And then down here, you're going to have your support around 100, which is psychological as well. See how that worked? But it broke out perfectly from that trend line. We came back down. We set a higher low here. And then we're going to have to see where we go from there. So that's Ethereum, guys. It's at 117 right now. Let's take a look at Litecoin. And guys, this is how I do it too. I sit back, so we pulled this up. We're going to do this one together. Alright, so start with all the supports. Our support we're going to have here These are rough, guys. We're just looking at the patterns. That's why we're zoomed out so far right now. So we'd say around here that 27 we're going to have. Next one, and that's our support there, guys. Overhead resistance. It's going to be around that 35. We're going to have another one at the bear flag, 42. And around that 50, especially psychological, then up here around that 57. So look at those channels and see what we have to do, right? So this has to come back up. We're testing again. We're having a pullback, and we're going to see if we can get up above that 35. If we can get above that 35, most likely, guys, we can run up around that 42. Keep an eye on these moving averages as well. Moving average crosses, right now we're treating them as support. And this is on the 1 hour chart though, guys. Alright, but you see the price here. So if you even draw a trend line here, just to keep this, always look at the RSI and that together. So that's where we're at there. And then keep an eye on this. Okay, we'll look for any breaks to the upside, anything like that. And if we do come up on our RSI here and we break to the upside and we get over top of this, then we're going to run a little bit, and that could be in that open area here up to that 42. But that will be the next range that people are going to be looking at. Alright guys, let's do Digibyte. What do you guys have happening tonight? Anything good going on? Any different coins you're looking at, anything like that? There you go, guys. So there's our trend line, right? Okay, and we're stepping back, and you see this? These were kind of different looking bear flags. They weren't so much out to the side like Litecoin and Bitcoin and Ethereum and all that kind of came up here. It's looking like that impulse wave then just failed. Then we had another one, but look at these lows, guys. Lower lows, right? Till it reversed. And here's your higher low, and here's your higher low. Just like that. Here's your higher highs. Now we need to come up and see if we can make a higher high than this. Is going to be most important. But right now, guys, we're at 1.37 cents. And let's do our overhead resistance. So we have it there. Going to have it there. There. And around in there. Keep an eye out on this RSI as well, guys. See this high? It's a lower high forming off of here. Always keep that in mind. And then look at our support, which is going to be around that 0.00979. Alright, so it's important that Digibyte gets moving here. Gets out of this hole. But it's all going to be dependent upon Bitcoin, obviously. So keep that in mind. XRP. Alright guys, XRP is at 36 cents, and that's what we talked about a while ago. Remember, we talked about that support. It had potential of getting around that 38, 36 cent area. Alright, so let's step back on this. And there's where it was broken, guys, right over here. When it broke down through, it came back up, tested it, then just kind of moving along sideways right now. So that's what we've been waiting to see. Are we going to have that upside movement, or we're going to have that downside movement on XRP? You know, step back and take a look, guys. Always remember these rounded bottoms, and then look for that volume coming in, and you know you're going to get a nice shot right there. So we're just stepping back, looking at all this. Then you have that pullback, you have your reaction. We tested it again, and we failed. And when we failed there, got pushed down hard. So overhead resistance, we're going to have around that 39 cents. Then there's room to run right in here, guys. See all that room because of how far we fell? Up to about 50 cents we could go. So keep an eye out on that. We're going to take a look at this and just see which way it breaks. Just patiently waiting, because guys, if it breaks to the downside, it breaks that 32 or whatever, it can really fall down low to about that 25 cents. Alright, so guys, that's what I'm doing. I'm just stepping back, taking a look at all this, you know, really looking for clues on things, because you're really starting to get oversold, and you're hearing so much pessimistic stuff and things like that, and it's just like the opposite of when the bull market was taking place and everyone's saying they need to sell their house and their cars and everything else to buy Bitcoin. You know, it's just the opposite. When CNBC is doing Bitcoin funerals and this or that, then that's maybe the time you would want to start maybe doing some dollar cost averaging in for the next cycle and the next bull market that, you know, eventually will come. We don't know if we're going to, you know, stay here and consolidate for a year. It could happen before we move back up, or if we're going to have more capitulation and a sharp V-shaped recovery. We don't know. But, You know, guys, I think that would probably be the best strategy, because even when you step back and look at these charts, you know, let's take a look at this, guys. Let's even go to Litecoin here. I just want you to see this. We're going to go on the 1 day. Tell me if this isn't where you would want to be accumulating if you know there's going to be another market cycle, right? So if you don't believe Bitcoin's dying this time, this market cycle, and you don't think that, you know, it's over for Bitcoin, and you know there will be another market cycle, take a look at this, guys. Look at where Litecoin's at right here. Wouldn't you want to be buying this area down at the bottom for the next market cycle when it takes place? When this here happens again, you know, we may go sideways like this for months, and then all of a sudden, guys, look how fast this happened. Boom. And it'll happen again. And now you know to take your profits. When something like that happens, I don't care how good the coin is, how good the project is, take your profits. And if you want to, guys, hold your profits and wait for it to come back down, because it will come back down. Anything that goes straight up like that, and that's on stilts, it's coming back down, I promise you. And this is on the minute chart, the hour chart. I watch them all, guys. Huge spike, and then that dump, and it gets cleaned out. And you can see even that huge spike, then we crashed and we had that reaction. And this one, guys, knew, okay, I am getting the heck out of here. And it was around $241. And then from there, we've just been descending. And we'll see, guys, we could go low here and just round out like that. But we're going to have to see what happens. But there's going to be another market cycle for Litecoin. You know, it's not going away. So, you know, we take a look at the fib. Look at that retracement, guys. You're buying at a 93% discount from the all-time high that Litecoin's ever been. So even if you start dollar cost averaging in now, you know, and it does go lower, you save money, and then, you know, just slowly buy them and accumulate them, even parts and pieces, guys, you know, and it is what it is. But take a look at that. Do you want to go into the store and find your favorite, you know, jeans or something 93% off, and that's what you're looking at in these companies? That's a great time to start accumulating. And then you can see here the volume was starting to tick up from that dump. So keep an eye on all that, guys. A lot of volatility, a lot of different things. But God bless each and every one of you. Have a safe Saturday night. Take care, my friends.